Woo! Mama D. Mama D. Girl, let me tell y'all what's going on out in these streets with Mama D and little Scrappy, okay? And before I start, honey, we already know Mama D, she loved the LGBT community. So we don't even need to discuss that. It's not even a question if she loves the LGBT or not. But this has to do with something else, honey. This has to do with parenting, and a 14-year-old, which is little Scrappy, had a birthday party, and guess what his mama did? His mama had him strippers at his 14-year-old birthday party. What? I mean, wild strippers. And she says, listen, ain't you glad you got some pee? Some cat. I gotta say cat. So little Scrappy said, I'm traumatized. Now, when he said he traumatized, sometimes we don't take black straight men serious. We feel like the black straight man, you can never get traumatized. Y'all can never be weak. You always be strong. And people feel like, cat make you stronger. You know what I'm saying? It's just if you stick your pole in some cat, next thing you know, you turn into a mighty morning Power Ranger. Okay? So, I don't know if he was serious or not, but people are talking about it and people got a lot of stuff to say. Now, Mama D, in this clip, she does say, she was like, no offense to the LGBT community. Honey, how did the LGBT get in it? But look, since you brought it up, let's put the LGBT in it, okay? Listen, I'm trans, okay? Yes, transgender. Now, let me tell y'all, when I was 14, my parents had me at church. I went to summer camp every summer. Do you hear what I'm saying? Until I got out the house, which was 18. And I know a lot of people have this issue with trans and gays and lesbians, especially their kids. And they would rather have their kids out here being a merker, a PDF versus a LGBT child. So maybe church is not the answer. Because I stayed in the church, okay? I stayed in the church, y'all. All right? And little Scrappy, his mama was giving him damn strippers and throwing cat all in his face. So, hell, maybe you should do that. But then again, I got to tell y'all something. I have known a lot of dudes. Okay, even one or two of my ex-boyfriends had the same situation. They told me that their parents introduced cat to them when they were a young person. So what Mama D is saying, how can I say it? People do it in the black community. And I'm sure in the white community, they do it too, honey. Okay, but they don't talk about that shit, right? Okay, when they talk about sexualizing the kids. Oh my God, sexualizing kids. How about forcing heterosexual sex on kids too? Yes, honey, I was pushed to be heterosexual. That's grooming my motherfucking ass. I didn't like it, and I didn't appreciate it, and I still don't appreciate it, okay? All that pressure to get with this cat, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, honey, let's get back to here. Okay, hold on, because there's so much shit I want to say about it, right? So, yeah, and can you imagine, honey, if I had some dick for my 14-year-old birthday? Man, oh man. Can you imagine? And I can't say the D word. How can I say it? A pole. Listen, I'm on YouTube. I'm on TikTok. I'm on Facebook. I'm on all these pages. And I can't really say what I want to say. Hell, I got to watch what I got to say. So, okay, 14-year-old, can you imagine if Scrappy or she had a child that was gay? Would she have given her child a male stripper for some D at 14? I don't know, honey. But I damn sure know people would be like, oh my God, you're forcing him to be gay. Why would you give that to your 14-year-old child? So was she forcing him to be straight because she introduced him to some cat at 14 and they say boosie? He has done it with his child as well. And it's just interesting how it's okay to force the heterosexual shit on a child, and nobody says shit about that, even though a lot of LGBT, well, I ain't gonna say a lot, I'm just gonna include my motherfucking self, okay? Listen, yeah, I was pushed to do that. I had people looking at me, make sure you're looking at the titties, make sure you're looking at the cat, programming me to focus sexually on women and to objectify women sexually, honey. It just wasn't my nature. But I did fake the funk for survival. Hell yeah. Yeah, I had my years and era when I was a heterosexual nigga, okay? Shit. If y'all want to hear about it, press 5. We'll talk about it later. But anyway, I know y'all like, listen, what did she say? What did happen? What happened? So I'm going to play the clip, okay? So let's play the clip. But before I play the clip, I got to tell y'all who I am, all right? I am Jessica Kahainor. Yes, honey. I am a comedian. I'm an actress. And guess what? I'm a YouTube commentator. Yeah, commentary. You know what I'm trying to say. I'm on TikTok, Facebook. I'm on all the platforms talking about celebrity gossip, politics. I mean, girl, you name. I'm talking about everything. And I talk about my business every now and again. All right. So let's get back to business. Let me put this down and tell me what y'all think about this. And you know I got to stop and go. All right. And we got to read the comment section. Are you guys ready? Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Oh, hold on.
Okay, go ahead. You tell me.
Man, mama said, hey, come on, let's get it started.
Blew the whistle.
Boom.
Put the girls out. How about they went and got their parents?
Yeah.
Oh,
Cause we had
the little girls.
My mama had,
now the young teenage
my mama had strippers in them.
Right. Yeah.
For my 14th birthday.
Got rid of the school girls and brought the real ladies in. The grown women.
Yeah, the grown women. And everybody came back. Everybody came back to the.
And you see, nobody having a problem with it, right? At 14, he's a child. And my mama brought the real women in to get effed on by a 14-year-old. Now, could you imagine? If you had a transgender daughter at 14 and you brought dick in to F her? Could you imagine if you had a lesbian, 14-year-old lesbian, and you brought some kitty cat in strippers to entertain her on her 14th birthday? Man, the MAGA and the Trump will have you arrested in no time. But it's okay to put this on out here. And I'm not mad, honey. I'm not mad. Go ahead, do your big one. I guess, I don't know. Because if you say you okay this, is that like you're a PDF or like is this PDF? Hell yeah, it's PDF. Yes, it is. But in this culture, in these cultures, like in the Boosie culture and the Mama Deep culture, this is normalized, so they don't see it. It's a whole bunch of black men, straight black men that said, damn, I wish I was PDF when I was 14 by some kitty cat. They don't have outrage. They love it. And I'm sure they're probably pushing their sons and doing that to their sons as well. Just the hopes that, I guess, their sons be straight. But like I said, I have plenty of guys that I've messed around with and 1 or 2 exes that have been the same way programming when they were 14 as well. And they still fucking with me. So it might be on the low, okay? And some are out with it and some are changed. You just got to start talking to people. They'll tell you their story. But honey, it's just interesting. It really is. Okay, I find it very fascinating. All right, so let's continue on. And you see, nobody have a problem with it at the table. Ain't nobody outraged. You know why? Because they heard this story before. It's normalized in the black community, I promise you. All right, just talk to these rappers, okay? They'll tell you. Let's continue on.
All the mamas came back like, hold on.
Come get me. I stood my ground 10 toes down.
She was like, this my house though.
This my house. But go on in my house. Go on in my house.
If you got a son in here that don't need to be in here, please take him out.
Please call him out. But we need to get up out of here.
Well, yeah, we gonna do
we doing some things. Cause
and then look, and then when she left, all the girls came back and we continued the party.
Yeah, and that's how we did.
You feel me?
Yeah.
Hey, for my 14th.
So that lets you know nobody has a problem in the black culture with a 14-year-old and adult strippers with kids, because they said even the minor girls came back and continued the party. Okay? It is only an issue if they were gay. That's it. But other than that, it's no issue. And you see nobody have an issue at this table. A 14 with adult entertainers, adult escorts. And then you think about it, all these adult escorts, they have a lot of history with a lot of different men and women, because that's what they do for a living. And the high risks and all that, but who cares about that? Just have a great time. All right, honey. Shit. People say, well, are you jealous? You know what? Maybe. Hell yeah, I'm jealous. God damn it. Shit. I was forced to be in the church, okay? I was forced to read the Bible. I was forced. That's punishment, okay? And it ain't do no good. Shit. Hell yeah, I'm jealous. Damn it. Hell, I want to party too at 14. But no. I was forced into church, and I stayed into church. Amen. Okay. All right. So it's so interesting how things turn out, how you think you doing something, you ain't doing shit. But let's continue on.
Birthday party.
That's a hell of a party.
I ain't even know that was going.
Party story.
I wasn't even looking. Bro, I wasn't even looking for nothing like that, bro. I was sitting there like the whole time, like strippers. I'm like, cause this is like when I no, but when I look back, no,
Chuck E. Cheese.
No, but look though, bro. I look back at it though. That was traumatizing. That was traumatizing.
After therapy.
After therapy. After therapy, man, that was traumatizing.
Now wait a minute, you're in therapy.
Yeah.
Well, so wait, are you in therapy too?
No, she not. I keep begging her to go to therapy. I keep begging her to go.
Because he wants you to work through some of the
stuff. All the trauma. Like
most 14-year-olds is getting bikes or something for their birthday. No, you giving this nigga bitches.
Nothing against the LGBT community, but I just wanted him to chase pussy than total purse. That's all I was trying to do. That's all I was trying to do. In my defense,
that's called
in my defense, all hands on. But
all right, so she was honest about it. She said, listen, all she was trying to do is to get him to be straight than to get him to be a homosexual. And maybe she has some fears about, hold on. Maybe she has some fears about him possibly being a homosexual. You know, if you start to see homosexual vibes in your son, then maybe you will try to force them to get some cat. When I was young, I think some of my uncles may have saw me looking where I shouldn't be looking, and they forced me to be with girls, you know. I had a lot of peer pressure to be with girls, and that's why I entertained girls for so long, and I gave this persona as a heterosexual to fit into society, and shit, it was a survival, goddammit. They'd beat your ass up if you was a homosexual, you know. So that's what she said. It didn't have anything to do with God. It didn't have to do with saving your soul or the Christian and all that bullshit they try to handle. She just didn't want her son to be gay. But like I said, it's a lot of people that's been through this situation where they were introduced to cat at 12, 13, 14, and some of them are transgender. I don't know, but I'm sure if there's some that are homosexual, you know, and I know a few of them, you know, I'm sure some transgender. I just don't know everybody's fucking story. You know what I'm saying? But honey, comment, let us know what y'all think about this. It is crazy. It's a wide ride. So let's go here in the comment section. Do y'all want to see what they're saying in the comment section? I know I do. Don't mind my hair. It's just everywhere, right? So anyway, get this cab my fucking titty. Okay. Anyway, here it is. This is what people are saying. They said, and he still grew up to be sassy. So people are saying he still grew up to be feminine. You know, that's people's perspective. It says, so proud to have trauma dumped on her son. Wow. Nothing learned and not trying to even consider change and healing. That is how the black community roll. I mean, this is normalized in the black community, honey. Okay. Ask Boosie. Okay. And that's why they feel so emboldened to speak about it. You know, I'm just saying what I see, you know. So it says, it's concerning how many black parents would prefer their son to be over-sexualized than gay. Yeah, it's a lot of them. They would get their sons to be, they push sexuality on their sons, especially straight sexuality. What's straight sexuality? It's all sexuality. Straight sexuality, gay sexuality. It, like she said, you got some cat, right? And he said, you know, that experience was traumatizing. You mean to tell me cat is traumatizing to some people? I'm sure it is. But yeah. So it's not to make you a better man. It's not to make you a father figure. It's not for you to respect women. It's not for you to protect women. They don't care about that. It's more so they just want you to stick your pole in some cat. Because you're going to be strong if you do that. And you're going to be a Mighty Morphin Power Ranger. You know what I'm saying? You be tough.
Oh, what she doing?
But are they tough? It don't look like it from society standpoint. Listen, I'm going to have to take this shit off. Give me a second. Look, I done pinned this shit up. I'm tired of this pen. Okay. Okay, so let me continue. Look, it says, let me call Olivia. I feel bad for Scrappy. It's funny how y'all think you can make someone straight versus gay. Well, they're afraid. They're scared that their son is going to be gay. That's a fear. Okay, that's what they fear. They fear their son is going to be gay. Oh, my God. You know, Mike is going to be running around here with a purse. That's the worst thing. Oh, my God. So it says that's the sad reality. So I see a lot of people in this comment section. They're saying it's sad, but I don't think it speaks for the majority Black people, not the ones that I know in real life. You know, this is the internet, and I've always felt like the internet perspective and real life perspective is so different. But comment, let us know what you guys think. I'm not here to judge, but I'm gonna judge. But I didn't judge. I did a good job with staying in between the lines or whatever. But comment, let us know. Thank you, Mama D and Scrappy, for opening up and telling us y'all truth, okay, with no filter. We enjoyed that. So make sure you guys like, share, subscribe here. At my YouTube channel, you know I got several, and all of my other platforms, honey, because you know I'm everywhere. All right, I'm Jessica Kahino, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye.